How's everybody doing out there? Peasant Chat. Peasant Chat. We talk to poor people every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Talking Shit Tuesday, 8 p.m. And YDBT Daily, 8 p.m. Thursday. So today what I'm going to talk about is taking my own advice when it comes to built motor stuff. A lot of you guys that are frequent viewers, watchers, fans, Amory members, you always hear me say, get an illuminator if you want to stay at about 1,000 variable horsepower. And if you're going to go past that, I mean, just go ahead and go all the way and get yourself an FFRE motor, like a Stage 3, Gen 3 or something like that. And then I was talking to Jake a while ago about a gentleman that had an illuminator in his car years ago because it's a Gen 1 illuminator, a leftover. So because I have a Gen 1 illuminator in my GT500, and by the way, yesterday I hooked up the boost gauge, it's making 12 PSI, and I actually gave it a hardcore 2.3 at about 8,000 RPMs. I can't believe how well that thing moves. For being low compression, it's going to be interesting once I do a 60 to 130. Got to get an oil change in it. Got to make sure the intercooler system's working properly. Still waiting on an IAT sensor so I can properly monitor IATs. I don't want to burn the car down not knowing what the IATs are before I do a 60 to 130. So still waiting on that, but I did change the exhaust yesterday. Video drops tonight or today about 5 p.m. You'll see a brand new video about 16 to 17 minutes long. But I'll talk about how I found this motor, the conditioning, and we ended up in that video that I'm dropping tonight. I confirmed it is an illuminator because it has a part number stamped on the piston, and when you get underneath it, it has ARP hardware, ARP 2000s. No Ford motor came with ARP 2000 hardware, and it has good rods in it. I'm not sure if they're H or I. I'm looking at them and I'm like, I guess you guys will see in the video. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about people constantly asking me the same question, saying, look, if I want to go build motor, what do I do? And I tell them, look, get an illuminator. So the video dropping tonight will show you what you can pick up for what kind of money. And then we can talk about built motor combos and stuff like that. A lot of people are getting into the weeds about. Specifically, they're getting too complicated. I understand you guys want to make your project your own, distinct, but if you're going to have a tuner tune it, you have to let that tuner be comfortable with the tune. A lot of people say, well, I want to build a combo, the tuner should tune whatever combo. That's not how it works. Tuners like a certain combo based on the data that they see. And I'll talk about an injector manufacturer that lately has made me wonder what the hell is happening, because switching up the data on the known injector has seemed to work. We'll talk about that and many more things. But not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people out there.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks!
Yeah, it does suck. It really does suck. But does not suck. PMAS, this is the best motor on the planet. Nobody else matters. I don't understand how I can say in any more simple terms. I personally don't give a shit about any intake, cold air, on your car, unless it's a PMAS cold air intake. You can have performance, you can get your cold air intake from, you can have performance, you can get your injectors, you can get your fuel system, wheel tires, not crank the pallets, that's parts farm, but anything else, brand new parts, you're going to use the Amory code or YDBT, and you should be able to get a bit of a discount from DNA High Performance platform, partsfarm.com, use Mustang parts, anything. I mean, panels, you have a complete GT500 ready to go for like $60,000 bucks. I would literally buy that and swap it into another vehicle, or like a 3-valve body. Have yourself a cheap GT500. Parts Farm. Toyota Solution. Represent on Toyota Solution, the best place on the top of Puerto Rico. If you're going to build your Camaro, Corvette, or Mustang, or GT500, go there. Talk to Rami. Say, mira pendejo, yo necesito que me arme un carro, and then he will get you squared away. And then Bellac. We got Bellac Industries. He is on a boat kick. Every time I look at Bellac's page, he's building, I don't know, boat props. He's way more into boats than he is into wheels or anything like that. So I'm kind of like wondering what the deal is with that. And as always, we're going to give a shout out to Rich Prince. You're going to buy your shirts there. Support the kid. Make sure you have the Amory stuff. We're supporting the F1320 venture. It's still popping. Fuck 1320. Fuck them forever. And 1320 Didio shirt, probably the best selling shirt I think we have. We also have Section 8 shirts, Section 8 hoodies, hats, Amory hats, Dolo hats, YDBT hats, flat bill, and the camo, long sleeve, YDBT Amory, the red shirt. Again, red and green are my gym shirts. I have like 10 of each. Gym red and green shirts. They go with everything. And also, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Head Games. We are now giving you $400 off of any service. Listen up.
The CNC ported head. Do you like discounts?
If you send your cylinder heads to get ported by Head Games, use the discount code.
We are about to unlock a serious upgrade for you Coyote owners. Do you want $400 off any service from Head Games? That's a rebuild, a refresh, CNC, all of it, $400 off your bill.
So $400 off the bill from Head Games. And the code that you're going to use for that is Gimme Head, all one word, Gimme Head, Gimme Head, Head, Gimme Head, and you'll get $400 off, whether it's a valve job, porting service, CNC stuff, whatever. Teamed up with him so that you Coyote guys, if you do want to get some porting services done, based on his videos and tests, the Gen 1 head with his services flows just as good, if not much better than a GT350 head. But again, with his, magic worked on it. So Gimme Head, $400 off of any service. I am more than likely going to send my cylinder heads up to him just to have them refreshed before they go on the Illuminator. We'll say hi to the people here. We'll talk a little bit of shit for an hour and a half. CPR Andrew, Joe Swish, and Wesley Stewart. Oh my God, the live chat is not working? Really? Why isn't the live chat working? That is interesting. So let's go here. Oh, Alex. Let me see if it works now. Wesley Stewart, Joe Swish, CPR Andrew, Craig Walls, Bill at Noonan himself, Kim Phillips, Coyote. What does it say? Coyote, Kelly, Samot Milan, Clint Stroke, Douchdown, The Wolf, Chad Mormon, Nick Bilovesh, Z23 Kimzilla, Anthony, Frank Donahue, Matt Oliver, Mark Christensen, Robo Style, Mini Bad Madman, JD Swag, Nathan, Oliver Bryan, Slow S197, Toxic 03, Oliver Bryan, SBE Dylon, the best rapper ever, Native Shift, Phil Fez, Woods, Peter Chow, 94 GT Vert, DJ Lux, Redbird, SK Productions, Cody, Ben, Jared Wells, the new dad, Army Ed, JT, Toilet Dumper, and Kit, Josh Roy, Exxon Devil Dog, Gregory Upfitch, Fadel Ahmed, my God, 10 seconds, Z06, Sonic, Ivan D, Jeff Betts getting rid of his Corvette. Looks like he's going to go 3-valve. RT, Ian House, Josh, Bullhead, Bowman, Jared, Sonic, Douche John, Jared Wells, JD Swag, Head Games Motorworks. I have Bellax, Boatheads at the shop. That's interesting. Like, he fucks with boat stuff mostly, but I wonder what the deal is. Tony Nelson, Troy Jetson, nice. Revert Racing, SK Productions, installing a Boss 302 intake manifold on my 14 while listening to the show. Got my revised lunch tune ready to go, and all the usual suspects here. So yesterday, I went over to Naples, Florida. It was a 2.5-hour drive. Went over there, and I wanted to get a hold of an illuminator. It was long rumored that this gentleman had an illuminator just kind of sitting there doing, just hanging out. Now, this gentleman had built a white S197. It was a NA car, then Roush blown car. Took the stock motor out for an illuminator, shoved his heads on it, ended up going, I ended up making about 900 horsepower, literally made eight runs with it, then said, I want to really turn it up. So he put a 2650 in it, MFP crank support, MFP front drive system, big Kenny Bell 163, big 148 cold air, like everything went all out. And he's like, I don't want to ever worry about the motor. So he got himself a Livernois complete short block sleeve and used his Gen 1 cylinder heads on it. So the illuminator just sat on a pallet forever. So Jake ended up coming across this gentleman's car because I kind of felt sad about it. In the video that I will air today at 5, I talked to him. I talked to him about his racing history, and he is a 70-year-old gentleman, still has a ton of energy, and he wants to race. And he's like, I want to go racing, but it's changing. And, it's not what it used to be. I used to be able to go to Immokalee and race 8th Mile. I used to be able to go to Bradenton and race all the time. And now everything's changing. People aren't into it anymore. And I'm getting older. Got arthritis. I got this, I that. So I'm just kind of out of it. And I think once his son got out of racing, he was like, this ain't fun no more. I don't want to race by myself. And I get his sentiment. I do want to race by myself. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. But I understand if you had a support system and it goes away, that you kind of like lose interest. So this guy showed me the illuminator, gave me a great deal, $1,800. $1,800. I drove 2.5 hours to Naples, Florida, got the motor. I just threw it in the Cadillac, talked to him for about an hour, just shooting the shit. Nice guy, fan too. He's like, yeah, I want to watch your stuff. What's this motor going in? I'm like, more than likely the Fairmont. He's like, oh, well, how much does a Fairmont weigh? Then we started talking about his history. He has pictures all over his office. He runs a car service in Naples, Collier's Automotive. And we just ended up just shooting the shit for an hour. Just a super, super nice guy. So I get it back. I actually confirmed the part numbers on the piston. They are a Molly. I don't know the pronunciation. M-A-H-L-E. It could be say Mall or Molly, whatever you want to call it. And Manly rods. So this is basically what you would get in a power pack. The Manly Molly or Mall power pack. If you wanted to basically duplicate an illuminator build on your Gen 1, and that's what is literally in my red car, my old Hush Money / red car / now Sergio's motor. It's literally Manly rods, Molly pistons, or Mall, whatever you want to call it, with stock cams, ported heads, and the car makes 970 horsepower at like 20-something PSI. Like really, really stout stuff. So that's the goal. The goal for the Fairmont is still to go carbureted. I was thinking, I go back and forth. I don't want to rely on computer programming. I'm just so fucking tired of that. Just sensor hell. I like analog. I remember when I had the Fox body, it was wonderful just to be able to get in it, pump it twice, and it starts. No cold start silliness, no O2s to worry about, no O2s to determine the fueling, no TPS sensors, just straight fucking cheese down the bitch, and it does what it does. And unless a rocker flies off or a chain breaks, you're not really going to have issues. And I'm like, yes, that sounds good. So what I probably will do is build that motor, because Jake has a Gen 2 motor with a busted bottom end. And he said you could have that motor, get the cylinder heads and the timing system from it, just cannibalize the motor and take everything but the short block, build yourself a locked cam, because it's going to be carbureted. Okay, I can't have VCT in it if it's going to be carbureted. Locked cam, Coyote, maybe ported head or not, put that in the Sullivan intake on it, and then vet it NA, get it running NA, maybe drive it a little bit NA with the Turbo 400, and then think about getting turbos, and then getting after it with the Fairmont. So I'll show you guys that video later on today, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about taking my own advice, because I'm sort of like, I could have gotten a stock Gen 3 motor in there and then been nervous at about 900. But with an illuminator, not that I'm not nervous, but I'm less nervous. So it'll give me a little bit of experience bolting on some cylinder heads, putting some studs on it, because look, Gen 1 is 12 millimeter head studs, so I can put 12 millimeter ARP shit on there, put the heads on there, figure out the which gasket I want to use, probably GT500 gaskets. I'm not going to get too freaking fancy, and then see how it does with in a carbureted fashion, figuring out where to lock the cams, because look, the desired cam angle, like the optimal cam angle for a turbo car, is slightly different than an NA car and slightly different than a boosted car. So I have to figure out where to put the cams and figure that out. And I will be using, the nice thing about Coyote cams is they have 3 bolts, no keys. Well, they have 1 little key, but nothing to worry about. So we'll talk some shit and get after it with the peasants. Need it sloppy. Well, Gimme Head is this some sus racing channel shit against his Cody Mitchin. Running to the store, got you bumping on the F-150. Too early, going back to bed. Go to bed. I don't know why you're here. Do I need a fuel system if I use C16 15 PSI on a Gen 2 Coyote? Okay, so you're going to rely on a stock pump and a booster pump and stock rails on 15 PSI. I'm not saying that you need a fuel system, but I would be less nervous if I had a better pump in there. C16 is slightly denser fuel, but it is leaded. So you're going to go through O2 sensors. It's going to run slightly hotter than an E85 fuel. But let's say at 15 PSI, that's not crazy boost. I would put at least a, I don't want to say an aftermarket pump, because that's going to sound stupid, because I hate aftermarket. I don't hate. The data I see every day, 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, is that drop-in pumps are shit. Okay? So the problem is now that 4 Innovations has some kind of issue with turnaround times. Like, I don't know what's happening. You guys, some of you guys that hate the show and watch religiously, which I'm mind blown by that, think that I have some kind of deal going on with 4 Innovations, that they give me a kickback or something when I promote their shit. No, I simply see what works in the ticket system. If it works, I recommend it. If it doesn't work, I don't recommend it. Every single drop-in pump I've seen doesn't work. Then you got to figure out, is your fuel rail going to be a restriction? Yes, believe it or not, fuel rails can be an issue at high boost. I've seen many data logs where the fuel trims are fine, the fuel pressure is fine, but AFR is wigged the fuck out. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then I go, it might be your fuel rail with your tiny little lines and your fuel rail. And sure enough, it ends up being an issue. If you're going to run 15 PSI and a Coyote, look, man, just upgrade the fuel system and not have to worry about it. Is this the white car that was in your intro? No. Wait. White car that's in your intro. There is no white car. No. The white car in my intro is it's a Gen 3. Was he the guy in the chat that was 70 the last show? No, sir. That's a steal for $1,800. Trust me, I know it. I flew there. I'm like, let's just get it. Snagged a beautiful 28 foot enclosed trailer from a guy similar situation. Stories for days. You will see in the video him go from a NA 10.5 second 70.5 Camaro to a Pro Mod style Camaro to a Pro Mod, let's just say Pro Mod, like Pro Street, whatever, Mustang, to a Fox body, then over to the S197. His evolution of racing mimics a lot of what most guys do, but then he had to get out of it, and he's like, I'd rather just go to a car show right now, hang out with my friends, and maybe do a couple of street pulls. And I'm like, I'm already there. Like I must be 70 in my head because I'm over the competitive stuff because there's just no money in it. Will you get a car from AED? Absolutely fucking not. What I'd probably do is get the same carburetor I had on my Fox body, which was a 750 from Holly's brand. I forget what it was. It was wonderful. I had no issues with that carburetor. Like, it tuned beautifully. And then when I go boosted, I'll get another carburetor because it's going to have to be an E85. It's going to have to be an E85 boosted carburetor from IRD, more than likely. Don't you have the Coyote turbo headers? I do, but if I'm going to have Ryan build a turbo kit, he's probably not going to use that stuff. KB Coyote says, good morning, Alex. I have an 18 GC 10R80. Uh-oh. You said the words that we all know what happens next. You're having transmission issues of some sort, right? Let me guess. You're having some sort of transmission issue. Good morning, Alex. I have an 18 GT 10R80 and wanted to see if you could help as why my drag mode is not working. Every other mode works perfectly fine, but when I switch into drag mode, it does nothing. Thanks. I don't know. So 10R80s, in my opinion, is a transmission you want to avoid like the plague. Sorry. Every single person that has owned a 10R80 at one point or another has had issues with it. Right now, Jake from Power by the Hour bought himself a brand new 2024 F250. Don't ask me why, but he got the Godzilla. He seems to like it. I'm like, okay, you got a gas motor in a big truck. Cool. He has this anti-diesel thing. I don't even understand it, but whatever. He wanted less problems. Okay, cool. Gas truck, because he doesn't drive far. He doesn't tow. He doesn't do anything. He just goes from here to the boat launch, and that's it. And, in-city driving, so perfect. He goes, yeah, the 10R80 the 10R100, whatever the fuck it is, sucks. And he's a transmission guy. And he's like, I can't believe that another 10R80 that I've had sucks. I had it in my Expedition, sucked. I have it in my Godzilla equipped F250, sucks. Stop asking questions about why a 10R80 is acting up. It is a bad transmission. It has had tons of recalls. It has had tons of TSBs. Even now, Chevy is being affected with the 10R80 recalls. Yes, there is an article right now talking about the fact that the 10R80 or the 10-speed transmission affects their Cadillac lineup, their Camaro lineup. It is a bad transmission. So I am done trying to diagnose what is happening. I think it is a inherently bad transmission, built badly, tuned badly from the factory. It is a Malaise era transmission for fuel mileage, but you dumb sons of bitches, not you specifically, KB Coyote, think that it's like God's transmission because it stays tight in the gear set up top. And then when you go to drive to Chick-fil-A, the thing fucking, Alex, is it the tune? Is it the tune? It's a piece of junk transmission, bro. Finishing up my ESS kit installed today, and all I have it left is the boost pump, spark plugs, and then loading the Lund tune. Hopefully all goes well. Pain in the 5. Do a smoke check. Do a smoke check before you send in data logs. You don't know how many times I've seen people with a vetted file, 30% fuel trims are off. Let's talk about that real quick because we got time today. I got time today. I'm not going to name the company, but I'm going to tell you that there's an injector out there that is so wildly inconsistent in my experience that it's telling me that something changed that doesn't make sense. So we have base files. Now, base does not mean it's limited in power. Base means this should work. And if it doesn't work, we have to diagnose why it doesn't work. So let's say you have a Predator injector, ESS kit, no IMRC, boosted pump. I mean, that's like plug and play. That bitch should be within 3 or 4% with a low rev limiter to protect it. And then if everything looks good, we raise the rev limiter, check your shift points, and then send you on your way on the second or third revision, and you should be done running, good time. So I get back these data logs from a known injector, and I'm like, why are they off 20 to 30% on a known injector? And then I have to go through the process of elimination. Did you do a smoke test? Did you make sure your charge pipe? Da-da-da-da. So then I said, I hate to do this. I hate to do this because if I'm using the data provided by the manufacturer and it is off 30%, I assume the data is correct. So then I said, let me try data from another known injector that's about the same size. And I send it. Fucking slammed 0, 1, 2 trims. I'm like, it's not a leak. It's a data issue. It's a data issue. So something happened in that batch of injector that went out that caused the tuner to have to vet that the data is bad. So I am now using, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to have to use another manufacturer's data in your injector because then that proves to me that your data sucks. If you guys know how injectors are kind of like put together, they just get a bulk supply of injectors. They get their proprietary tip, flow it, and then they match all these batches together to see if they're plus minus, a certain amount. And then they'll say, okay, these injectors are flow matched, meaning all these injectors are within a certain amount of, and this is the data that we think should work on it. That's how they do it. It's not really a rocket science. So when I get that in the tune, and then I have to change the data that you provided, that tells me that a batch got hosed up somewhere. So that was really interesting. So yeah, do a smoke test just to make sure. I got my 4 fuel system 5 weeks ago from an order date 2 weeks ago. 5 weeks from an order date 2 weeks ago. Gotcha. Question deal, is Lund able to see a car been tuned from, okay, is Lund able to see if a car has been tuned, y'all, by the VIN? Yeah, but this is what we're not going to do, or what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say what others are going to do or not going to do. What I'm not going to do is prove something based on that. All I can say is yes or no. Yep, it was tuned. The last time it was tuned was for LU-47's Boss Intake PMAS Cold Air. Oh, but it's got... This isn't a Auto Trader ad. That's what it was tuned for. You figure the shit out. And when you want it tuned again, hit us up with some money. That's it. Yep, it was tuned for this last time in December. Bye. Well, he told me I don't care. I don't care. I am not here to be your back and forth Auto Trader verification car. I'm not your Carfax. Figure that shit out. How many miles is too many for an untouched 14 GT? Found a one-owner 14 that has never been modified, verified, but has 143,000 miles. Plan on boost shortly after purchase. Plan on rods shortly after purchase. Brawler. Yes, the Brawler series carburetor is the one I was talking about. So, yeah, you're right. Brawler Carb Holly. Yeah, I had, 750. Oh, this is something else. This is, yeah, this one. It's still the same price. So crazy, because I thought Holly was made in China. So, oh, this is an eBay price, but you know, you can go to Summit and get a similar price. Yeah, this is a. Oh no, I don't want to. I want a mechanical secondary. I want a mechanical secondary, not a vacuum secondary. Mechanical this is what's it? Yeah. Oh wait. The 750. Oh my God, you fucking assholes! Quick fuel. Yeah, here you go. Electric choke. I don't need a choke. This is Florida. This is Florida. Wah! Let's go. Yeah, so this is what I would get again. I had an amazing experience with it. I had no issues. It has adjustable air bleeds. Super nice. Yeah, I'm in. And if I can get the Coyote running on that, that would be super awesome. So yeah, it's $700. Yeah, dude, all day. Let's do it. I'll probably buy it from Jake. He has an account like on ATEC or something like that. White car intro is a 19 rev with rev matching, exactly. But people say the 10R is really badass. It's not. 10R is fucking shit. Ismail Leon says, morning Theo, headed to see 13 Boss 302 that's for sale. Has 70,000 miles on it. What should I look out for? Look, man, I am not your buyer guide. Okay, so if you're a grown-ass man, look for the fucking, make sure that the car wasn't spliced in the middle. Like, make sure that the center doesn't have a big weld mark to make sure that they didn't splice two cars together. Typical shit. You can't see if it's a Boss motor or not. You can't. Unless you pull the intake and see CNC marks on the intake runner. You can't. Or on the intake port. So, vaya con Dios. Does nothing like, the fuck does he know? What do you mean? Okay. Does nothing. Doesn't even idle. The fuck you mean? Bro, every day. That's right. I was confused about thinking about why S197 630 that you videoed on the PBH dyno back in the day. Yeah, that's the one. Collier's car. Do I have that? Let me go look. Let me see. White Alejandro Flores, white, S197, power by the hour. Let's see if that works. What, power of the hour, power of the hour, power of the hour, power of the hour. Yeah, there was one I videoed that had an illuminator in it. Nope. Damn. Dyno? Oh, shit. There it is. Holy shit. Oh, that's a Lund Racing video. There it is, guys. So check out this Lund Racing video from 5 years ago. This is 4R200 upgrade, powered by the hour, tuned by Lund Racing. Yeah, this was how many years ago? Wow, 6 years ago. That's crazy. Oh, 7 years ago almost, in June. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what's going on with the music. We definitely did. I don't know who produced that. Let's get after it. So yeah, 971 through an auto, which is like dumb because the 6R80 soaks up all the power. So 971 through. Oh, what about this dip right here, Alex? You want to take rid of the dip? 971 through an auto. Fuck. That car 971 through an auto? Shit. Forget it. It's going to be a fun. That car went 860. The car went 860. It's a badass car. Go look over Derek Barron's recent video. He did like 2-3 passes in his transit, shitting the bed already. Almost all his latest videos showcase issues. Sad. I am not gonna, nothing against Derek. If you thought that my experience with 10R80s was invalid and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and you bet on that to the tune of $50,000 10R80 Mustangs, you should put on the clown makeup. He don't know what he's talking about, man. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I see this tuner running a number. What about when he just drives it to church? Does the tuner show that? No, asshole. Tuners show performance. But when you get in it, which is 99.9, use. Get in it, drive to the gym. Get in it, get dinner. Get in it, go for a cruise. It sucks. It shifts like shit. It's butt cheeks. But you stupid sons of bitches go on Instagram and see, oh, 10R80 is King Daddy. Until you got to drive it somewhere. And then you go, damn, maybe Alex had a point. Ain't that some shit when you have to sit there and eat crow and go, maybe Alex had a point that the 10R80 is trash. What happened to that girl that was talking about? People that complain about the 10R80 don't know shit about tuning. Okay, forget tuning. What about mechanical aptitude? Let's say I gave you that. Let's say I don't know shit about tuning. Let's say mechanical aptitude, clamping force, clamping power, clutches being smoked. Has nothing to do with tuning. So then when it happens and you switch to a race transmission, it's an admission that you don't know shit. Stop it. Alex, my performance package 15 harness was swapped for a base. So oil PSI needed to be changed in the tune, but I don't see oil pressure in the gauge. Is that normal? Thanks. Look, man, whatever the fuck you did and it needs to be rectified, do not count on the tuner to fix your mechanical fuck up. If your VIN number has a EOP2 performance package, that's what we're going to fucking send you. So then you're like, well, the harness doesn't have the plug. Turn it off in the tune. Okay. I turn off the oil pressure in the tune, but your gauge, because your body control module is controlling the gauges you see in front of you. So performance package Mustangs have an oil pressure gauge above the radio and a vacuum gauge next to it. So if you replace the harness for the wrong one and I turn it off, you won't get a light. I'm sorry, you won't get oil pressure issues, but your gauges won't work. But Alex, I don't have an oil pressure sensor or harness, but I still want my oil pressure shit to work. And I'm not saying you're saying this. I'm saying what I hear in the ticket system. Well, how the fuck am I going to do that? Oh, just turn off the transducer and turn on the inducer. You are missing hardware. You are missing the oil pressure config and the harness that has to do with all that shit. Fix your shit. Don't count on the tuner to fix your fuck ups. I'm not saying you specifically, Maniac. I'm just saying what I've seen in the ticket system. As fragile as the 3160 is, if it trickled down to the GT, I bet people wouldn't have even looked at the 10R80s that way. As paper as MT82s are, 10Rs are a no-go. Enkit, Mahadirana. Say, Alex, in my last dialogue, you said there was a lot of knock sensor activity. Turns out it was real knock, probably due to poor fuel quality here we have in India. I had a piston failure after that. If you gave us octane, and this is what I do, Enkit, if I gave you a tune and I was like, you have high knock sensor activity, and you're like, okay, well, what do we do? Well, we could see if it's false or we could see if it's real. If it's false, we add octane booster. And if we add octane booster and the knock goes away, I will say, you got to find better octane. I'm sorry. I can't make a 10 PSI car live okay with 10 degrees of spark advance and have it stay off the knock sensor. And then you're going to complain that it doesn't perform. So if you have a 10 PSI boosted car and it's knocking, and in the ticket system, it's knocking, I'm going to say, put octane booster in it. If the knock goes away, you got to get better octane because I'm not commanding a lot of spark advance. If it's false, it'll still knock even after adding octane booster. And I'll say, well, sir, it looks to be false, but I can't tell. So it's up to you what to do next. So I said, I can desensitize the knock sensor, but I don't advise that. I would rather you put octane booster in it all the time or whatever. So if you had an engine failure, you can't run around with 98 RON and expect it to perform just like USA cars do. So stop looking at USA cars and think your car is going to perform like that in the UAE, in Qatar, using Dubai poop as some of your octane booster. And again, sorry you had that happen, but if you have bad fuel in India, there's nothing I could do about that. 10R80 definitely sucks, but it's worse on the Mustang. Proform makes good carburetors for a good price. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good with Proform. I'll be changing the piston tomorrow with new rings. One piston. What does the bore look like? Or did you have a ringland failure? What can it do to run this car on pump gas? Even forged rods and pistons will see detonation with this fuel. Shall I go meth injection? And Kate, you can do meth injection. You can do meth for sure, supplemental. But again, the tune should not have to account for that. Meaning, depending on the amount of meth you're using, right? I wouldn't flood it and gurgle it down its throat with meth. I'd use enough, not water meth, to data log and make sure that because you have a Whipple car, I think, the IAT sensor is already in the blower. So then we can see actual effects of what the meth is doing. So if you're going to replace your piston, get some meth in there. Run octane booster in the interim, and then we can data log slowly, keep the spark advance at about 15 or 14, and hopefully it lives a good life in India. And Kid's engine did not survive the test. Max Beach House says, I'm still Bama tuned, LOL, wanted to go Lund when I get to a turbo. Why don't just do it NA? I got a 2012 GT Cold Air, Boss Manny, long tube headers, free flowing exhaust, 331 gears. Should be good for twin turbos, mainly for roll racing and cruising. If you got a stock 2012 motor, don't go past 10 PSI and good octane in it. And anything past that, you're going to need a rod and piston motor. Alex, what boost control do you recommend? Gen 2 twin turbo with head studs, planning on key. Look, I would do this. I would go to YouTube and look up the Cortex, look up the AMS 2000, which is expensive as fuck and complicated, but you have a lot of control. And then the boost leash is another one that you can look into. You are going to have to determine what you're comfortable with, not what I don't give a fuck what boost controller you use, because at the end of the day, you are adjusting the boost curve and the duty cycle that you want. So it is up to you to see what you're comfortable using, whatever interface there. I don't like the boost leash for shit. I think it's stupid. Like, you can simplify. I don't understand why manufacturers don't insanely simplify the language being used. And I think it's because they're lazy. See, one of the better things that I do is explain complicated things to people simply. Now people say, well, they shouldn't be fucking with this. No, shut the fuck up. The iPhone is the best-selling phone on the planet because it simplifies everything for everybody. You can hand an iPhone to an 8-year-old. They'll understand how to use it. You can hand that same iPhone to a 70-year-old that has had a Nokia phone forever. And in about a day or two, they'll understand it and play Candy Crush for hours. If you're a manufacturer and you get off of saying things like Delta, duty cycle, shit like that, then I would understand that you don't want to simplify things. But the best products, like I'd love people that talk this shit about, if you don't know this stuff, that you shouldn't fuck with it, while they have an iPhone in their pocket. So shut the fuck up. Stock motor with the Paxton 2200 E85. Is it okay to drop down to 3.6 pulley? Look, man, you have money to replace the motor? Yes or no? Pulley down to what you think your wallet can afford. Tenority is a marketing gimmick and a culture at its culture. The Mustang culture is smoked. It's smoked. I don't know of any other culture that is more toxic, ignorant, dumb, retarded. Like, Mustang culture is so fucking dumb right now. And the people who push that culture, like parts houses, are guilty of trying to monetize on the ignorance of the culture. And there's a reason why people are just leaving the platform. Hey Alex, I got an 18 GT MTD2 ESS. Okay, I don't care. I'm not gonna go into the fucking matrix. So basically, you're having an issue driving. Every time I go to a long stop and go traffic and start to take off, the vehicle bucks and jerks no matter how much I slip the clutch. Now I got to tell people how to drive. I have a twin disc RXT with a T56 spool, twin throttle body, bullshit. Fine. Did you do that in the tune? No. What do I do in the tune to smooth out a clutch engagement? Appreciate info. Yes or no sound logical. I think these Yodis will flow good for you. Okay. I don't want to overdo it though, Josh Meredith. I don't want to do it. Over 750 is fine for me. It's fine. I don't think you need an 850, to be honest with you. The way I look at throttle bodies is the way I look at carburetors. So a 65 millimeter throttle body, and then I look at a 650 carburetor, and in my mind, it makes sense. A 750 throttle body, 775 millimeter throttle body, and a 750 carburetor kind of makes sense to me. The moment I go forced induction, I think anything above a 750 is not. Think about what a 750 powers, right? Coyotes make tops, let's say stock Gen 2, for, let's say with headers and a good intake and E85, 460, right? 460. I don't think you need an 850 CFM carburetor to power 460 horsepower. Yeah, today Peasant Chat is peasanting. Hey, Alex, I plan on getting ESS G3X with a BAP and was wondering if I could run the MS100 as an alternative to Octane Booster. Yep, absolutely. All these questions today, and Alex, can you spec my build for me? I'm Bama Tune, or can you go look at this for me? I'm wanting to buy, bro. I want to buy a Boss. What should I look out for? What the fuck? Every time I see them, I want a toy S197 car. 60,000, Alex? What's 60,000? Can you imagine sending your motor to Breadman and your carb to AD and the thing would ever run? We tried to warn Derek as the Amory. I wish people would listen to you. You saved me a ton of money and probably many others. This week's chat is living up to the peasantry. I don't know how you do it, Alex. My 10 already left the chat. Alex, can you tune my 10 already to repair itself? One of the hardest things to do is to repeat yourself over and over. But there are people that are getting into this platform third, second, fifth hand. So the people that couldn't afford an S197 when new are getting into it now. People that couldn't afford a Gen 2 new getting into it now. People that couldn't afford a Gen 3 new are getting into it now because dumbasses are buying a Gen 4. I told you from the get-go not to buy a Gen 4. I told you from the get-go that is a piece of junk. I told you from the get-go that car is not worth buying. But you guys just don't listen. You guys just sit there and go, he can't know what he's talking about. He's in an apartment. He's Puerto Rican. He can't know anything. Okay, good. Go buy your $55,000 piece of shit GT you can't tune. And then when the allure of it dies off, when it stops smelling brand new, when now the car gets dirty, it's been through a couple of snowstorms, and then you're like, you get out of Publix with your pub sub and your Ruffles cheddar chips and a Coke. You walk towards your car and you're like, the shine is gone. Like the whole what do you call it? The pheromones, the great feelings I had about this car, it's gone. And now you're looking at it for what it actually is. An untunable, heavy piece of shit. Think about this, guys. I have preached to you that when you're going to go make power, you buy a 1,000cc injector, booster pump, all this stuff, so that when you go to E85 or race fuel, you have plenty of injector. Do you know what the 24 and up Mustang crowd is telling you to do? Get a booster pump, run E30, and with 55-pound injectors, you can make 900 horsepower on pumped gas. Now, that is the best. This is probably one of the best differences in advice. There is a guy over here telling you, get a 1,000cc injector. You have plenty of fuel and a booster pump on pump gas. And if you get a fuel system, you'll have plenty on the 85, so you won't run out of fuel system. And you guys are like, that makes sense. And in the same breath, somebody tells you, buy a Whipple with 55s, stage 2, put 16 or 17 PSI to it on Predator 55s with 30% ethanol fuel, and the car will run good. And you guys say, that sounds fine. And those guys will sit there typing it out. People that work at Whipple, people that build these, people that tune these, or not tune them, but build them like shops. They will sit there and look at you in your dead cow eye sockets and say, yeah, what's the big deal? Just put E30 with Predator 55s on 16 PSI. The car's going to be fine. Take their fucking advice. I don't give a fucking shit. Take their advice. Take their advice. Go for it. So then when it blows up, you can't be. Oh, what? Wait, my Predator 55 16 17 psi E30 car exploded? My rotor started to rub? Go ahead. I don't care. Rooster, get an illuminator block. Rooster. Alex, if I want to put 1,000 horsepower, dude, Rooster, do me a favor. Go back, watch my first video, and then 1,500 videos later, you'll see how crazy this question is. I prefer F-150 culture over Mustang culture. I don't prefer that culture either because it still has a 10R80. Driver mod website incoming. I had a problem come up with my car yesterday, but instead of reaching out to my tuner, I Googled the codes, says Phil Fez. PO 340 and 344. And then I checked my car, found a ground came loose. Check your shit. PO 340. Camshaft position sensor malfunction. Right. So you're like, oh my God. So you have the car told you exactly what the issue is. P0340 code indicates a camshaft position sensor malfunction, meaning the engine control module is receiving an incorrect or no signal from the sensor about the camshaft position. Did just send in a data log and say what's wrong with my car? No. He read the Google AI's suggestion, and Google AI said, there's probably an issue with your sensor. So then he goes, opens his hood, traces back the wiring behind the Coyote motor. Oh shit, look, I got a loose ground back there. Turns it on, code is gone. Nope. Alex, I got a PO420, PO430 code in my car after I deleted the catalytic converters. So you did something, an action, and then the car had a reaction, and you email me to ask me what the fuck happened. Put E30 in your shit, 55s, and put 16 PSI to it. That's going to be my answer to everything now. Alex, what do you think I should do? Well, okay, here, fill this out. And if you fail the 10 question questionnaire, I'll say Predator 55s, Whipple at 16 PSI, and E30. Blow your shit up. Change platforms. We're trying to answer the repeat question for you, Alex. The motor will pull what it wants through the carburetor, correct. It would be an interesting test, but 750 is probably enough, especially with some drivability in mind. It's going to be a locked cam Coyote, doesn't matter. Alex, good thing it's not those how much power does my car make question. Stopping by to drop a like. You peasants have a good Sunday. Still got my crappy S50 10R wishing I had a Gen 2 state car. So Misha's video the other day proved to me how badass the Gen 2 is. So Gen 2 still has the tight ratio MT82. And this guy drove this car on the Nurburgring, and he was so happy. He was so happy. I was so happy to see him happy. Let me see. Yeah, this guy. So this is Misha. You know, y'all know him. He does basically, he takes your car and beats the shit out of it in the Nurburgring. Like, what a job. What do you do? I take your car and I beat it up. I fuck it up really hard in Nurburgring. Look at that sucker stick. Look at the big smile. This guy never smiles. Look. Sticks it. Look. He's like, yes, this is very good car. I like it. Look how I like it. Recaro seat, performance pack.
This was possibly one of the most emotional Mustang laps I've ever done, and because it has...
Okay, this is a Gen 2 with a GT500 bumper, GT500 complete front end. It's a Gen... it could be Gen 3. You know what? I'm not sure. Looks like a Gen 2 front end, but it could be a Gen 3 because of this, but who knows? I think it's a Gen 2 because it had a tight rate. Yeah, it looks like it's a 15 to 17 because it had a tight ratio MT82 in it.
Straight pipe, right?
Yes, a straight pipe. It sounds amazing. You never get tired of it.
Yes.
I get tired of it. straight pipe, I fucking get tired of it really fast.
Everybody likes it.
Yeah, and a fantastic heel and toe was possible because the engine response was good. Did you map the engine or is it stock?
Yes.
Okay.
It has a gold air intake and intake manifold. And,
Nice.
comes with it, and I raced it about 50 horsepower.
Perfect. He probably has an 18 manifold, JLT, PMAS, air raid, whatever, cold air, pump gas, good suspension.
Okay, wow. This was
It's an American
really,
brand that's just mostly
really cool.
working for that.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the GoPro fell off. That's recording the speed, so you have to guess it. But regarding emotions, it was fantastic. We are also on Yokohama's.
Yokohama's. So does it say the year of the car?
People to our course than we have, and yes.
Amazing. When you start doing reverse, teaching Spanish, I will.
We'll keep it in
I will
mind.
definitely because I
Absolutely.
need.
There's a part in the video that right here. Oh, no. There's a long sweeping right-hand turn, and he just sticks it. Like, he just fucking leaves it to the wood, and the car reacts so nice. Oh, there goes the GoPro. Let's see if I can find it. That's not it. Somewhere over here. Yeah, right here. Right here, I think. Yeah, right here. So listen to the engine. Look at his reaction when he decides to just stick it mid-turn and the thing just bites and goes. I think. Right there, yeah. Yeah, that's good. So that one really, I remember feeling like this in a car that has a lowering kit and a nice balance to it. He had the confidence just to fucking stab it mid-turn. He's even looking to see, wait, how fast is he going in the middle of this turn? And he just stuck it in the car because it has a nice IRS, good wheels, good tires, just good everything. Just stuck it nicely. Fifth gear. Fourth, third. Still in third. Bro. Fourth. Fifth. Definitely an MT82 from 11 to 17. So, yeah, one of the followers was like, Alex, you got to watch this video. And I'm like, why? He goes, it's just perfect. It's just like the car has no weird stuff happening, no nannies. It's just performing like it should. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a fucking 15 to 17 GT. And I don't know why you guys keep doubting me on this when I say, if you want the best Coyote Mustang to modify overall, it is a 15 to 17 Mustang. That's it. End of sentence. That's acabó el party. But the problem, then you get the fucking assholes. Let's say if I was to put a post on, or make a post on Instagram or Facebook. The best Mustang Coyote platform ever made was the 15 to 17. You're going to get assholes. Oh, GT500 makes 700 horsepower stock. One thing. Gen 3 makes more power and it has DI. Has a worse transmission and more issues with the motor. Gen 1 is cheaper. It's not as a robust motor and it's solid axle. So you're always going to have those assholes that are going to plant the seed of doubt in your mind as to what the car is. Guys, I've owned them. No other. Name another tuner that has owned all these vehicles. Please do it. Go do your research right now. Who has owned all of these vehicles and can give you a proper opinion on them? Stop it. If I could find an S197 updated with Gen 2 drivetrain boost, some sort, I would sell just about everything. You can find it. You just got to pay. Motherfuckers need to learn about defowlers. I just had some same code, but it was a low oil pressure on the F-150. The F-150 culture have all gone to build 10R80s. Their shit is blowing up just the same. Exactly. Gen 1 Coyote swap with the Gen 2R 82 millimeter, blah, 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 blah. Where my swap is a concern is I may have less drivetrain loss. You think it's safe to run? What the fuck did you just say? What the fuck did he just say? Let me. I don't even understand what he said. I'm gonna read this slow because my head hurts. Gen 1 Coyote swap with the Gen 2R 82 millimeter on E85, so 10 psi. I see in forums, most guys run the 79 millimeter on S197, where mine is a swap car. The fuck does that matter if it's a swap car, if it's a Gen 1 S1, if it's a Gen 1 motor? Where mine is a swap car. I'm concerned I may have less drivetrain loss. I may have less drivetrain loss. You think it's safe? But Alex, the MT82 can't handle 400 horsepower and it locks me out of gear. And then Misha's like, ooh, poo, poo, poo. Having no problem. Can you imagine the home after that car is ragged out? I think some guys that like to track their cars don't care. I had my 1080 built and it finally shifts, but it's still jerky. It's a piece of junk transmission for sure. The 1080 has been practiced. Okay, there's some cool stuff. Says the 1080 has been a typical part of evolution. Comes out, everyone loves it. Then they start smoking clutches. Then they're crap. This has been repeated thousands of times in the automotive industry. Yokohama's the ending locking on the Porsche. Wait, what? Him and the Porsche has some issues. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, yeah, they got a little bit of a battle going with the Porsche. Let's watch that. Misha, if you copyright my shit, it's all good, man. I don't care. I want my fans to see your driving skill. Oh, look at that Porsche. Look at him. Look at him. He's so happy. This is just driver's skill. This is just a look, barely a smile. I'm going to lock in. I'm going to make sure that this guy's like, you are making my car punch way above its weight class. It is hanging with a Porsche. Oh, he missed a gear. Hey, don't look at the box, bro. That was you. Yeah, that's driver's skill right there, because the Porsche's line is all fucked up. Well, let's see if they get in a straightaway and they lock. You know, if it pulls away. Oh yeah, the Porsche has more power. Don't let him get away. Dude, it's right there. Oh, there goes the power. Get around that fucking red car. Let's go. All right, me and you, motherfucker. Me and you, pendejo. Oh, no, that thing's just got more power. Look at that. Jeez.
Let me give you a few more seconds.
Yeah, one of the better feelings on the planet, I would assume, is being able to hang with a car that's like a Corvette, like a Z06. Like if you see a Z06 at the track and your jalopy is right on its ass, it feels good. Someone needs an aspirin. Coyote Kelly, I got a hell of a lucky. Okay, I'll tell you say. Man, people bash my performance pack Gen 2 MTD2 Paxton 3.3 pulley car because it's not a 10-speed. They tell me it would have been faster if it was a 10-speed. Shit, I'm enjoying it, so I don't care. You couldn't pay me to upgrade to a 10R80, says Freight Train. I genuinely enjoy the 6R80 lifestyle. Select Shift to me is modern version of Hearst, his, hers. I love it. 15 to 17 was pork. Feed it. Pork. Was peak Ford era. Oh, bro, I was about to have an aneurysm when he talked about, well, I have a Gen 1 Coyote in a Fox, so it's totally different, right? No, it's not. Why would it be different? Oh, boy. Sorry, missed the show. I'll catch up on it. I love my 6R80. That guy raced the Hellcat Durango. Man, he was swinging that big motherfucker. Oh, it overheated. Alex, I think your Coyote's year one is going to effortlessly run down a Porsche if it wanted to. So, for those of you that are on the Patreon and stuff like that, you saw that the motor mount is done. Jake's just going to drill and tap a couple of things. Guys, that thing's ready to get twin turbos on it. I decided on twin turbos. There's plenty of room. Jake's like, dude, there's plenty of room down here for twin 60s. You got like twin 60s, air to air, made it back to the exhaust, bring it back. We'll wire it. We'll put fuel system in it. This bitch is it's going to chop at idle. We're probably going to do a Gen 2 control pack because I like Gen 2 better. I have an option. And then we're probably going to reuse the stock harness to like pared down to reuse some of the sensors to work on the dash. You know what I mean? So Jake has an idea of how to do that. So things are coming along nicely. There's been like a sea change in the last 4 months or 3 months. Like the projects are moving nicely. Today, I am going to install the Maximum Motorsports control arm on the 13 GT. Yesterday, I installed the stock mufflers back on the GT500, and it sounds amazing. So things are progressing nicely, and I got an illuminator for hush money. So, and I got a Gen 2 motor ready to, do all that stuff. So this is going to be a busy summer. So it's going to be a lot of content coming your way. Porked. When I hear living the dream, that's it for driving experience. Still looks more fun than regretting buying a GTD. He's shifting early. It sounds like, yeah, I mean, I don't think you should shift at 8,300 RPMs. The MT82 is tight. Guys, drive a MT82 11 to 17 car. The gears are tight. So that's when I say to people in the ticket system, Alex, let's say it's time for you to do a wide open throttle pull, boosted 11 to 17 stick car. I say, give me a watt pull in third. And they're like, why third? I'm like, it's not so fast that it's going to be 190 miles an hour, but it's not so low that it's going to be, it's going to lose grip. You're going to have an issue with grip. But if it's a Gen 3, I say do a watt pull in second because second is long as fuck. And they're like, oh, okay, it's the gear ratio in the transmission. The Porsche was cat and mousing him. The Germans, Porsche, boys pull that crap all day. Who cares? Already makes 670 to the tire. Everyone says it should be on the 79. Who is everyone? Who is everyone? Who the fuck is everyone? Are you happy? Are you happy? Right out. Why do you listen to anybody? Do you want to make more power? Yes. Put a 79 millimeter pulley on it. Everyone says. Who is everyone? The power to weight ratio on that car is going to be stupid. The 01 is going to be a monster. Look, an 800 horsepower twin turbo Coyote ZR1. People don't understand. Only the ones that understand what Coyotes can do understand how evil that car can be at relatively low boost. That's what? 12 PSI? 12 PSI? E85? Coyote? 800 horse. It's going to be dumb. Twin turbo. Alex, can Lund turn off my knock sensors? I don't care if it blows up. E85, 950 horsepower, Gen 3, always chasing false knock. We would send you a disclaimer. In the ticket system, we would send you a disclaimer you have to fill out. Fill it out and then agree. And you're going to put your name and that you agree. If any issues pop up from doing this, that's on you. And then we'll desensitize them, not totally shut them off. How about those GTD buyers going to be fucked in the price increase? Roush 2.3 with the T56 and the built motor. I couldn't ask for anything better on my car. It just works. Has Jake said anything about the make the AC compressor work with the Coyote? No, it has to have a Coyote air compressor in it. Hell, drive a 3160 car and it's even tighter. Can Coyote swap my Land Cruiser? You can. Actually, there is a Land Cruiser with a Coyote swap in Miami. It's all white with a saddle interior. It is pretty badass. Let the lowly members see the motor mounts. Okay. That's a good idea. Let me see. Wow, the Patreon chat flies. I'm not going to show it because you guys might see some. Oh, it's in the show us your build. It's in the show us your build chat. Someone looked at Jake's calves and was like, what the fuck's going on with Jake's calves? Yeah, so there you go. So basically what we did was we repurposed the LS9 motor mount. We made a stud that comes out of this plate so we can slide it back and forth, and just a big old hunk of billet on the existing mount. So basically all we did was take up the space. People say, what about, NVH? I don't care. It's going to be solid mounted. Fuck it. So again, this is the LS9. As you can see, this is literally the bone stock motor mount for the car when it had an LS9 in it. It still says LS9. I thought that was kind of neat. So it's just bolted it up to, because the way this motor mount was before was just like that on a big hunk of rubber. The problem is the rubber was offset. The rubber mount on the bottom has two little dimples that go into a recessed area of the cradle or the subframe, and it wasn't centered properly. So Jake's like, I'm just going to put a big hunk of billet in there. So we did reuse the LS9 mount, and brother, it worked out really nice, and he was happy with the fitment. And if Jake's happy, that means, it's a high quality deal. Radioactive Fab trying to get me to send the Fairmont to him, sending $100 on the peasant chat. You're a psychopath. But thank you so much for the Fairmont Fund money. We never get money on the peasant chat, so I appreciate you very much. I have a Gen 1 track car with MTD2 373. Love the gear ratio. I bet it's going to kill a GTD with minor suspension. Was that a Land Cruiser or a Land Rover? I remember seeing a Defender in one of your videos. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Look, when it comes to like Land Cruiser, Land Rover, Defender, fuck if I know. I said not to name names. It's Jake's Cav. Look, the problem with the Cav game is that you have to compare it to mine. Now, then Josh Godinez is like, look at my calf. I'm like, you're a big boy. You know, we need to see some definition on these calves. You can't just have a physically big calf. I've seen women with physically massive calves, zero definition. You got to get some definition on that thing. So, you know, you need to probably just lose a little weight so we can see if there's definition, or if you lose a little weight and the weight comes off of everywhere and your calf becomes a pencil, then I understand what's going on there. Coyote Souza runs bottom sixes, 60 to 130, shifting twice. Already faster than expected. I had Coyotes back in 12-16, been out of the game, man. Coyote Souza, if you're happy, leave it alone. I personally had a 79 millimeter pulley on my shit because I was going to run octane booster or run premium fuel. If you're on E85, sure, you can pulley down to a 79. Sure. But like you're doing this thing about, well, my buddies say, your buddies don't know shit. They think they do. They see things on forums and internet, and they'll sit there and tell you that you need a 79 millimeter pulley. Why do you need? Are you happy? Are you happy? Is it running well? Leave it the fuck alone. But if you want to go faster, sure, pulley down. Not a problem. I just saw the way you worded it, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck he's saying. Land Cruiser is better than any Land Rover. Here we go. Land Cruiser good, Land Rover bad. Okay. Hey, Theo, morning. Says one slow two valve. Good morning to you. You've been making me think about Coyote swap on my new Edge. What do you recommend, no matter the budget? Wanting to go twins, what gen do you recommend? Okay, I'm going to answer this instead of being an asshole. I'd get a Gen 2 motor, Gen 2 control pack, twin turbo. If you ever want to take advantage of anti-lag or wire in your own anti-lag, or if it's an auto car, you want to go drag racing, you want to bump in and two-step it, I would get oil pump gears and a crank sprocket, like a TSS brand or a GT500 oil pump gear and pump, and a whatever forged Gen 2 timing set gear you can find, whether it's from Ford Racing or TSS or something like that. I don't know why you wouldn't consider a Coyote swap into any vehicle from 79 to 2004. It's a Fox body. The market is saturated with Coyote swap kits, Coyote swap parts, Coyote swap everything. So robust that you'd be crazy not to consider it. Like people that consider an LS swap, look, I'm so happy in 2025, you open a hood on a Fox body and you see an LS swap, people go, nah, and they move on. Then they see a Coyote swap and they go, that thing must really get after it. Not to say that the LS doesn't get after it, but the LS has the allure of being cheap, of being regular traffic, like a Chevy 350. If you see a hot rod, right, like T-Bucket or something, it's got a Chevy 350. You go, pfft. But if it's got something weird, like, that's kind of cool. But the Coyote performance, to me, is more than like what you see under the hood. The fucking 7,500, 8,000 RPMs, E85, just the way it sings. If you properly build the exhaust, it's real tough to beat the sound, performance, and the fitment based on what the market is doing out there on a Coyote car, right? A Coyote swap new Edge. Alex, one more question: how viable is the 6R80 in the long run? For the life of my Mustang, I should man up and learn manual, or I'm a true peasant. The 6R80 I've seen go 8s stock, but you're gonna have a forward planetary issue sooner than later. So Lund Racing has a 6.6 second 6R80 transmission in their car. That's all you need to know. Probably a dumb question. Is the Gen 1 Raptor a good truck? I'm aware that they're not fast, but just want a good looking truck. I just don't know much about the 6. Yeah, it's good. It's just a gas. It's just terrible on gas, but it's a good truck. I've seen Roush supercharged Raptors go 11s. Your buddies build intercooler piping with PVC, right? I have a 79mm on a 2.3, runs really well, but I have a 6R80, and the gauge says about 10, 11 PSI. Terrorists and peasants drive Toyotas. Been a year checking to show the Ezes how it's done for us Sunday. Thank you, Jacob De Leon. Thanks for answering. I only care about opinions from you and my tuner. There you go. That's all that matters. Gen 2, yeah, you can with the 85, you can get away with a 79mm pulley. It's gonna make another 1 or 2 PSI. You'll like it very much. Just get a Nissan Patrol and be done. I talked to Junior at the reunion. Such a down-to-earth, cool guy. Super good guy. It's just, he's tired of the disrespect. I can take the verbal lashing because I know none of y'all motherfuckers that talk shit about me will say it to me in person. No fucking way. You'll try to have a conversation like to get along with me. No, talk the shit you talk about me online in person. Don't come up to me and try to hash things out like we're fucking good and tight. No, come at me with like, I want to fight you energy like you do online. Then I'll give you at least a little bit some respect. But the people that come up to me are fake. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? No, you talk that shit. Come at me with that energy. And then I'll respect you a little bit. Junior doesn't fuck with that shit. He's like, nah, leave me alone. I don't fuck with anybody. So he's always going to be nice. He's going to be respectful. But I know that no one will come up to Junior with that energy. One, because he's huge. I think they do it with me because I don't mince words online. I'll call you out. I think, I'll say you're fucking homo and all this stuff and not a problem. But in person, you guys get you tuck your tail between your pussy all the fucking time. LS ain't cheap no more. Y'all used them all up. What blower and trans do you have on Kyber Souza? I think he has a TVS like a Roush or a VMP. The best advice we got from this channel was stop trying to build your car for someone else's Facebook goals. Build what you want and actually enjoy life. Dual overhead cam over push rod. I'm taking the dual overhead cam. Depends on what you want to do. I drew a lot of inspiration from this channel going to Gen 2 6 already 87 hatch. With a Whipple, LS swaps aren't cheap as people seem to think. No, the thought process is cheap. I'm going to get some Wuhan whistles and a set of heads and a spring and a $100 eBay intake, and I'm going to run 7s. And it never happened. Thank you, Theo. I'll make sure to try to get as much info on building a Gen 2 off of you. You say it best. Gotcha. I like it. very much. Love my Coyote Swap New Edge. Are you selling the VMP? Says to Zach to Coyote Souza. I was giving the Raptor R the work in my full bolt-on F-150. I'm installing a TSS OPG and Ford crank sprocket while listening live. I originally bought MMR gears. The clearances were terrible on the MMRs. X-shaped pieces of shit gears. I have MMRs on my illuminator. I don't care. Thanks, Alex. Time to find a black one with no rust. You and your black stuff. Jesus Christ. J. Alvey, does Lund only perform remote tunes or could I transport my car to Tampa and have it tuned on site? Never will they ever tune cars on site. There's no reason to. Transport your car to Tampa? We are remote tuners. The cars we do on the dyno are our cars or cars that we want to like initially tune. But if your car is a turbo Gen 1, 2, 3, whatever, it does not need to go on our dyno. No, it needs to go to someone else's dyno and we can remotely tune it. There's no difference. Well, what's the difference if the car shows up on our dyno? That means it's more work for us. Bolt it on, put it on, run it up, and then what do? We look at a data log. The same data log you would give us on a dyno in Russia, we see, and we adjust it in person, do another hit, adjust it, do another hit, and we're done just like you would do remotely. Do you think the process is different? It's not different. It's just a Lund doing it at Lund's place. So, no. I would say fuck no if I was them. Oh, yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. VMP Gen 2R is pretty efficient. No need to pull it down, especially on 93 pump. Remote tunes only. I absolutely love my 15 GT with the Hellington turbo kit, and it's a beast at 10 pounds of boost. Alex, happy for you that Alex's vet is going to be an absolute monster. I hope so. Be a fun car. When Lund TX2K Champ hoodie and shirt coming? So, I know you guys are going to buy it. If I say, I wish they would talk some shit with that situation. I wish they would get after it. What is this? Hold on. I'm reading something. I'm reading something here. Hold on. I got you. Okay, forget it. It's too long. It's inside baseball stuff, so I'm not gonna get into it. So if I do, the Lunds are gonna hate my guts if I tell you guys to buy the shit, because they did not like the fact that they were so busy shipping shirts. And I'm like, wait a minute, don't you guys want to ship shirts? Don't you guys want to sell shirts? Look, people need to understand that's the reason I'm worth anything. I can help sales. I'm not a better tuner than people at Lund Racing. I communicate pretty well. I'm more of a communicator. My value isn't communicating. My value is not processing orders. That's just not it. We all know that, right? We all know that. The reason you go to Lund Racing is because I tell you what we experience, how we experience it, and what to look out for, because I communicate that to you and what to buy and based on my opinions. But me sitting down slamming orders is not my talent. My talent is, and my best use is to promote. And that's probably what I'll end up doing if the EPA or cars all become electric or hydrogen powered tomorrow or whatever. So if the Lunds don't want me pushing the hoodie because they feel that it will tax the shipping system too much, no problem. I would just say, look it up on your own. I would not promote it because I don't want them getting mad at me for pushing their product. Oh no, this thing froze. Oh, great. Let me get this. This thing freezes all the time. Alex, just reboot everything. I wish I had proper working, not proper working equipment. I just wish things didn't fucking freeze. Like, is it so much to ask for things not to freeze? Like, just work. And people are like, oh, you gotta. Everything you guys suggest me to do does not work. And, whatever. What are you going to do? So let me pop out chat. It sucks because everything used to work fine and an update happened. And every time anyone updates anything, like Zendesk did an update the other day, I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? Who told you to do that? They fucked up my workflow. Absolute fucked up my workflow. I had to relearn everything. Why'd you do that, Zendesk? Leave it the fuck alone. It works. Fuck. It's not better. It sucks. Some dudes think dyno tuning is absolutely always better than a remote. Makes me chuckle. I like the live road with load tuning all for data. Absolutely. The best tuning is track tuning if you're going to go racing. Russian dynos make more power. People that want dyno numbers for street-driven cars are boomers. Easiest tuning experience I've ever had. You're familiar with Gen 2 swap Terminator, Gen 5 Whipple, and built T56 tuned by Lund, built by Mustang Don's good friend, bought it yesterday. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Literally never heard of that. Boost District went to Australia for 2.3 blower options. Who is down there? I think there'll be better existing options. Boost District went to Australia for 2.3 blower option. Who is down there? Harrop. Cal said he doesn't appreciate you forcing him out of the closet. He wants to approach you behind the restrooms at your next event. Alex, that Harvard Education and Communications. Hello, Alex. How's the family? I have a 6R 2.3 112 combo. Should I go with a 400? I don't know what the 2.3? 2.3? No. I mean, a 2.3? 6R? No, stay with the 6R. The fuck you need a 400 with a 2.3 for? Check the bitrate. It's StreamYard. Streamers have, I have watched the same issues. Gotcha. Zendesk sucks. We went Zoho, much better. Yeah, Zendesk did this thing where, look, man, if I have been tuning a certain way for 10 years, communicating with you in a system, and then Zendesk goes, let's redo it. Like, so the problem, Head Games, is that we're production based, meaning I probably send 200 to 300 emails, maybe more a day. So it's production. It has to go fast. It has to be quick. It has to interface quickly. You don't need to load all this shit on the fucking page. I don't need to know when the origin, nothing. I need to just see order and communication, attach, download, next. Boom, 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 boom. The problem is they think Zendesk was designed for like trouble tickets for Comcast. This guy, his communication, his issues 15 years ago, I don't need to know any of that shit. It's an email system. Catalog your car whenever you'll be driving. Most often, I don't know what's hard to understand. So this is what I think people are still confused about when it comes to dyno tuning. People think that we're seeing things live, meaning like you're in the car and I'm seeing engine parameters move live that I can adjust live. No. If I'm seeing it, it's happening in real time, I can't adjust it. Alex, dyno ready. Okay, data log it. Well, do you not want to use TeamViewer? Why do I want to use TeamViewer for? To look live data. What the fuck do I need to data log the car? Make a hit. You think I'm going to catch something in the middle of the poll, hit the plus button right then and there, and then all of a sudden, no. Poll, log, send log. I look at log, upload new tune, poll, log, send log. Oh, TeamViewer. TeamViewer? Don't you want to control car? I can't give it pedal from over here. I can't start and stop the dyno from over here. Oh, yes, you can. TeamViewer. Oh, shut the fuck up. I hate Zendesk. Always reboots and updates my shit at work. Zendesk is not good. It's not good. It's not a good product. And again, I'm not no indictment on Lund. It's just that product is not a good product. Zendesk sucks. Because they update too much. They update too... Stop with the fuck. I would rather have an email system at this point. Because it has to be production-based. Production-based. That means pared down, minimal bullshit, minimal shit on the page, setup, tune. Again, no indictment on Lund. They use what they think is best. But Zendesk as a product, I personally, after the update, it's so fucking bad. Yeah, psychic data log tuning. They think I can tune the car live. Live. You're in the middle of a poll. I'm going to add fuel in the middle of a poll without knowing why the fueling is going bad? No, there has to be a why. There has to be. Look at Fuel Tech, right? You look at Fuel Tech's videos. Guy gets in it with a fucking helmet, makes a poll. Boo. I'll show you. I'll show you. You guys need to understand that Fuel Tech's not adjusting shit in the middle of a run. If they make a poll, then they look at a data log. They make a poll, then they look at a data log. Oh my Lord. There we go. 1 month ago. No. Oh my God, you're stupid fucking rock and roll shit. Nobody gives a fuck. God damn it. Stupid fucking rock and roll shit ass bullshit. Just fucking play the video. Hey, this is Steve's 69 Camaro. We're going to make a poll. Woo, woo. Fuck you. Anyway, here we go. Fucking asshole. Stupid ass motherfuckers. Trying to be all... You're not going to be good. You're not going to get a million subs that way. Fucking dickhead. Okay, there's a guy with a helmet on, a whole fire suit, right? And he's just looking at a gauge. Does he stop? No, he's just fucking full rip. Yeah, what would have happened if in the middle of the poll, he was like, oh, I see fueling fucked up. He stayed in it. Look at the fucking throttle. Throttle's buried. Okay, then you fucking data log it, send the data log to me, and I look at it. Why the fuck do I need to team viewer into anything? I need to team viewer into nothing. Team viewer. For what? To see you blow up? Hey, I saw it blow up live. Team viewer. In person. In person? God damn it. Alice, do you know anything about the 6-speeds? My 16 stick car was the best. Got old. I got old and went 23 with a 10R80 for daily. Awesome car, but I'm not modifying it. Thanks for the laughs and info, says Mustang Mike. Bro, the theme songs are just so fucking stupid. It's fuck. Could you imagine you fucking want to see it? It says Chevy Camaro, drag car, Black Widow, hub dyno. I don't want to hear this shit. What the fuck? What's this have to do with a Camaro? What the fuck? Hey, what's up, guys? We're here to tune a Camaro. We got Chevelle playing in the background. This is their new single, Suck My Cock, from their third album. Yeah, look at these coils. What a stupid fucking video. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Noonan! Bro Charger! Look at the wheels! Anyway, they'll be playing Lollapalooza coming up June 2nd through the 3rd. You can buy tickets at Ticketmaster. Anyway, back to this Camaro. Stupid. Is this a dyno video or is this a Chevelle concert? I'm sweating. Hard dudes playing hard rock, doing hard rock hard. Music videos are cringe. Let us hear the car and shit talk. Bam, bam, do they end it with that bullshit? No. Okay. Yeah, they end it with that bullshit. Look, you guys are goofy. They end it with a ba 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 da ba da ba da. Remember, guys, pick up the new Chevelle album at your local Strawberries. Oh my God, I just dated myself. Look at that, it's all about. My neighbors must think I'm fucking retarded. Hey, we really want the fans to come to watch Fuel Tech's tune a car. What do you think we should do? What about playing annoying, stupid, shredding rock and roll in the beginning and end of the shit? Well, I'm sold. I'm gonna make a whole video where it's just like, hey guys, check out this new muffler I installed on my Mustang. Oh my God, strawberries. Right. So for those of you that don't know, I dated myself. So it's this strawberries. Okay. Music chain store, whatever. Images. Okay, so there was a place where you go get your records. It was called Strawberries. You literally go here and you buy records. Strawberries, records and tapes. I'm gonna clip that because that was a rant that came out of nowhere. It fucking triggered the ever living shit out of me. It was like, oh, fuck this thing. Read the room. Mason, what did Mason say? Did he just, for the smoke test? Read the room. We're talking shit, man. God damn it. The people in the complex look at you funny? Yes, they do. Neighbors think you have Tourette's or something. Smells like jelly beans. At least you keep the same energy. Rap or rock. I love it. What's your thoughts on Gen 1 Coyote swap new edge? Neighbor must be saying Alex having a breakdown. Have the actual band in the shop. Could you imagine? You go to the dyno and there's a band? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what's the name? Lorna Shore shows up. I'm gonna have Lorna Shore Dyno Day. Let's have Lorna Shore Dyno Day. Why do you want to have Lorna Shore Dyno Day? Because it's cool. Could you imagine you go to a dyno and this is what you hear? Wait. That's in music. No, I don't need the whole thing. Let me see. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Yeah! There we go. Let's go. All right, guys, you ready to make a pull? Yeah, let's go! Yeah! Oh, this thing fucking flies! 800 horsepower! I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a dyno day with a deathcore band and just like have it drown out everything about the dyno day. See, I could make videos like that and it would be fun, but it takes a lot of production. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I wish you had the dyno. I could make it happen, bro. That'd be so badass. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Today was an interesting show. The ending of the show was just bananas because that fucking music triggered me big time. We talked about taking your own advice, getting a built motor. So I got myself a Gen 1 illuminator. I'm going to drop a video today at 5 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. 16 to 17 minutes long. Good time. Then we talked a little bit of shit about setups, Gen 2 still being king, Misha going in the Nurburgring, and then we finished it up with Deathcore Dyno Days. Apparently, Fuel Tech's into that bullshit. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, Talking Shit Tuesday, and we'll hang out then and have a little bit of fun talking shit about car shit and Deathcore Dyno Days. Have a good rest of your Sunday, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.